I was bored one day and decided to build a libCurl wrapper in C. libCurl's interface is okay, but I wanted something a little bit easier, and one day to interface it with Zig. Alright, let's consume an API with libCurl and parse JSON, all using C. So I am going to use my own library I made. Feel free to clone and use this. Or you could just use libCurl, which is fairly easy. Now when I made this library and was testing, all the build instructions worked. The test actually doesn't build correctly right now, and I haven't had time to go in and debug and fix that. But we can clone and build for release. So I already have it cloned here. I'm going to make a directory called build, go into build. I'm going to run cmake with the target group string of release and the directory above. Then I'm going to make. It made my shared object, and we just need a header file. So now I'm going to copy the shared object and the header file into my project directory. We need the header file and the shared object. So as of now, I have the lib simple http request.a and request.h. Okay, let's make a simple test to see if this all works. Make a file called main.c. I'm going to start with including my request.h, and we're going to output something, so we need stdio.h. Okay, let's get started. We need a request object. I'll call it req, and we need a response object. I'll call res. Now, before we do anything, we need to simple http init. In our request object, there is a URL field, so I'm going to do a simple catfact.ninja fact. And all we got to do is call our simple http request, which takes our request, our response. Now the media type is going to be JSON, and the method is going to be get. I did set this up to return an error of type error. So I'm going to go ahead and check if error does not equal no error. That means there will be an error. We can go ahead and print our error out, and you can get the string error from simple http error string with our error. And we should go ahead and return because the simple HTTP request did not work. And once we get to this point, we're going to have a response code and response body. So let's print off our response code, which is going to be something like 200 if it worked. And then print fr response body, which if it works out is just going to be a JSON object. And then when we're finally done, we need to call simple HTTP close. Those are the requests, and close with the response. All right, now we just need to run this. So I'm just going to use GCC instead of anything like make or cmake at this point. It's GCC main.c -o for the output name. I'm going to call it app -uppercase L dot. And we need our L simple HTTP request, and you're going to need libCurl installed. If you want to build my simple HTTP request, you need libCurl dev installed, or devel, depending on your operating system and package manager. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if this worked. Awesome. We got a fact. The average cat can jump 8 feet in a single bound, nearly 6 times its body length. Okay, let's do something more interesting. Let's grab the current weather and display it in the terminal. You're going to want to head over to openweathermap.com. They do have a free tier to use their APIs, but it will require you to go ahead and enter your bank card or your debit card or credit card to even get the free tier going. And with the free tier, you get 1,000 API calls per day for free. You can set a limit just in case you don't want to have to get charged. Now, if you go to your profile and go to billing plans, you can set a hard limit. I set mine to 900, so it doesn't even come close to 1,000. Once you have your account created, you can grab your API key. I went ahead and made an API key.h, and all it has is a const char pointer to a string that is my API key. Now, if we go back into our main.c file, I'm going to go back up to the top and go ahead and include my API key.header. If you go into their guide, their API, you can see how to make a call. For Open Weather Map, you need the latitude and longitude and your API key. They do have a geocoder API, so that's something you can extend this app into, is taking in a city name, and then you'll be able to parse through and get the latitude and longitude and plug it into this API and make the call. I'm going to go ahead and use a latitude and longitude for Boston, Massachusetts. because it's somewhat nearby me. That way, just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and comment this URL out because we are not going to use that URL anymore. I'm going to make a car URL of size, I don't know, 256 just to be sure. I'm going to set that equal to this API string here without the API key. Like I said, I already had a latitude and longitude, so my latitude is 51.52, and the longitude is negative 0.10. Okay, but now I got to get my API key right here. And to do that, I'm going to use string cat, so I need include string.h to give me the str_cat method. So the destination is the URL, and what I'm going to concatenate to the URL string is my API key. And that's in my header file. I'm not going to show it here, but that's where I put it. So it's a const car to this pointer to my API key. Now, all we got to do is go request.url equals URL. And that's it. We'll have our response code and our response body. So let's go ahead and test this out. And we build it the exact same way. Awesome. Actually, I thought I said Boston, but I have no idea where this is. That's all right. Now we have a whole bunch of data here. It's in, it's Great Britain. So we have a weather, some ID, we have main, we have a description, broken clouds, and there's some icon we can use. And then we have main. Note this weather is actually an array of 1 for whatever reason. Now we have main, we have our temperature at 285. That must be in kelvins. And here are some options. So we have our latitude, longitude, and API app ID, or API basically, which are required. We have a mode here if you want XML or XML or HTML. I'm going to use JSON. We have our unit. We have standard, metric, and imperial. So my friends overseas, you probably want the metric. Here in the US, I'm going to use imperial for Fahrenheit. Other units of measurement, not just temperature. There's probably rain and stuff like that. Use centimeters instead of inches. And then you can have a language if you want a different language. So that's probably going to be a code like EN for English, for instance. So I'm going to go ahead and add units imperial so I can see Fahrenheit. All right, to construct this, we need an and it was units equals imperial, I believe. Let me see, units is imperial. Okay, now if I go ahead and run that again, I'm going to get, let's see, where's the temperature? 53.82 Fahrenheit. Okay, now that we have the JSON, we're going to have to parse out. We'll just do a couple fields just to show you how it's done. Now, there's a few libraries out there. I'm going to use this one called CJSON by Dave Gamble. It seems pretty easy, and obviously I used it before making this video to test it out, and it works well. Out of the ones I've tested, I liked this one the best. So you can encode JSON and you can parse JSON. So all you want to do is just go ahead and download the CJSON C and H file into our project directory. So you want to see it, I put it in a folder called CJSON, and I have the C and H files ready to go. So now back in our main, I'm going to go ahead and include CJSON header. So I'm just going to make a simple method that's going to parse the weather. It's going to take a const car pointer to data, which will just be the JSON. Okay, we can look at the example and see how it is done. We kind of have, I don't know what this monitor is. That must be the JSON that comes in. So they parse it and they check if it's null, and then they're going to look at an error pointer and print out the error. Go to, okay, no. No. Then after that, looks like this is a named field. Yeah, get object item case sensitive. So let's look at the JSON for name. I think they show it up here. Yep, name. So that will be a string. How do they get a string? You can just look. CJSON is string. They're going to check that. And then the name, which is the CJSON pointer object, they set it to that, and they get the string from there. And hey, look, we have an array for each. So resolutions and resolutions are both objects we need to create. And then we do this syntax here, and we can get stuff from, like they have width and height. So they have another CJSON object, and yep, there's a width and height for each, and they get the values from that. Okay. I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to have an overarching object I'll call JSON, and that is CJSON parse from the data. So I'm going to check if that is null. We get a const car pointer error. I'm going to call it C. Oh, we might have shadow. There, ERR CJSON get error pointer. And if that is something, let's print out that error. And that is, yep, we just got the error. And if that is not an error, or if that's null, I still want to print out something just saying error parsing JSON. And in either case, we're going to go ahead and return. Okay, let's look at the weather data. So we have our weather. Maybe we want to get the description. So we need an array, and then we're going to get a description from that. And then from main, we can get a couple fields if we want. I'm just going to go with temp for now. And yeah, just for now. So I'm going to make a const CJSON pointer for the weather array. Set that to null. I'm going to copy that, and we're going to have this weather object will be for each weather array item. Remember from the documentation, we have resolution, so that's a resolution array, and then resolution. So that will get casted. Each resolution will be put into this object resolution. So that's what's going to happen here. Even though there's only one, or it should only be one, but just in case, I want the main and our temp. Okay, first thing, I'm going to get the weather array and get the CJSON get object item case sensitive. That's going to be the overarching JSON, and that was just weather. All right, CJSON array for each. So that's going to be the weather elements, and the array is the weather array. I'm going to get the CJSON. I'm going to make a description, set that equal to CJSON get object item case sensitive. And we're going to use the current weather object, and that was description. I must have misspelled description. Yeah, right there. I'm going to check if it's actually a string, so that CJSON is string, and that's going to be description. If that is not a string, we're going to go ahead and print error parsing description and return. Otherwise, let's go ahead and print out the weather description, and that is description value string. Okay, to get the temperature, we need to get the main. So we're going to go main, CJSON get the item case sensitive JSON, and that was main. If main is null, we're just going to go ahead and get out error parsing main return. And the only thing we're going to do with main is we're going to get this sub, so we can get any of these we want from this JSON object. So we're going to set temp equal to CJSON get that from main, and that was temp. Okay, temp is null. Let's go ahead and print out error parsing temp and then return. And if everything's okay, we can print fr temp. We're going to go %.2f, and we're going to go temp value double. Okay, let's walk back through this and make sure we got everything. So we're going to pass the JSON, the string data to this. It's going to parse it. So we'll have our JSON, which will be this entire thing. And we're going to check if it's good. If it's not good, we're going to get out. Then we're going to need a couple CJSON objects for the weather and our main. So we're going to get the weather array from the weather, which is correct. It's a weather. Weather is the name, and it returns, this is an array of just one. For each weather object, we're going to get the description and print it out. And then we're going to get the main, and from main, we're going to get the temp, and then we're going to print out the temp. If all works okay, we should get something, but of course, we need to call it. So what we could also do here is a simple check if response code, let's just say if that does not equal 200, there's probably an issue. We just put those in there. So at least we can see what we get, because if something went wrong, we will get a 400 or whatever, and then we'll actually get something here. They'll tell us what went wrong. Otherwise, we can parse our weather. We go ahead and put response body. Oh, I misspelled parse weather. Huh. There we go. Okay, if all works well, it should work. We'll find out. Now, this time to run it, we just need to add in the CJSON C file into our compilation. So it'll take our main C, our CJSON.c, and outputs. I want app, not main. All right. Fatal error. That's because I named this CJSON, I believe uppercase. There we go. So we got weather description, broken clouds, and temp 53.58. Okay, that's a pretty basic weather terminal app. It could be extended to read in a city using the geolocator API to get the latitude and longitude, and then get the weather for that location. And there's a few options on Open Weather Maps API, which could also be options that could be read in or passed to the program. I'll just go ahead and leave that to you. Awesome, way to level up by doing. The code will be hosted on GitLab. Link will be in the description. And thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment to defeat that algo monster.